Paul, great to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Did you ever imagine that so many years later, Fast and the Furious would be such a franchise?
No, not a chance. I would have never thought. We get, people ask, like, what is it? Why the success? Why does it span this long? We can only speculate. Nobody really knows the answer. But, I tell you one thing, though, is for sure, is I'm really grateful. I mean, have something that's, maintained as long as it has. I mean, this is a good chunk of my life. This has spanned more than a decade now. Yeah. And you want to feel like your life has amounted to something, And to have been a part of something, like I said, that spans so long, that is dear to so many people, there's a great sense of satisfaction that comes with that.
And it has also become a brand in a way that's surprising in so many ways. For example, I'm sure you've heard that there's like this big situation between the U.S. and Mexico, and it's called Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
And of course, they were inspired by the movie. What do you think about that?
It's a crazy time right now. There's so much going on. We were just talking about it, It's like, it seems like as soon as we get one thing in balance, another thing just starts going crazy on us. So I think in terms of, I have an affinity for Mexico because being born and raised in Southern California, I spent a lot of time in Baja, right? And I grew up in the San Fernando Valley, so 50% of my friends were Mexican and were Spanish speaking, as a first language. So I don't know, I love that place. Good spot for me.
Yeah, no, and we love that you love it because we want to see you down there more.
Yeah,
Will you?
Shoot, absolutely, in a heartbeat. Maybe the next one.
Maybe, we hope so. Because we believe there will be a next one, right? After, there's like hints, I won't say what, but there's hints.
But it's definitely setting up that way. I think at the end of the day, once again, we can only really speculate. It seems to be that the people are really identifying with it and that people are excited about this one. So at the end of the day, like I said, if the fans basically show that they want it by supporting this one, then I think you could pretty much bank on there being a sixth one.
When you're finally seeing it on the screen, do you ever have a no way moment?
Oh yeah, yeah. I still get surprised. It's like I can read it, and reading is just words. Someone's trying to paint a picture with words. You can't really do it. Everyone's going to have their own interpretation of what they read, and so that's when it really comes down to like the director and the people that are involved in the art department and the director of photography and just really their vision. So my interpretation of it and understanding these people, it's usually pretty close to what I read and what I initially envisioned, but there's lots of times where I'm like, wow, I didn't see that angle. I didn't see that potential avenue. And so there are times, more often than not, where like I'm pleasantly surprised, where I'm like, it's better than I could have envisioned it being. And I think that there's a lot of that in this one.
Is there ever a moment that you go, I will not jump?
Nah, I always jump. I love the opportunities to jump. There's a lot of times when they're telling me, Paul, you absolutely can't do it. And I get frustrated, but...
I've heard that you want to do the stunts, right?
But at the end of the day, it's like, you got to understand, you got to respect that. There's insurance policies. If I break something, we're not going to finish the movie. So, right. You have to be aware of that. And it's not just me, it's the entire crew and everybody else involved that's, relying on you to see it to the very end. So
I read somewhere that there were about 200 cars that were completely totaled. So
I would say at least.
At least.
Yeah,
Did you ever say, okay, just let me keep that one? I mean, it's 200.
Yeah, I was saying that every day.
Of course.
At the end, they let me take one home.
They did?
Yeah.
Which one?
Actually, they gave me one of the trucks. I wanted a truck. So I got one of the trucks. I drove that back. And that's the first time that's happened.
Hey, that's better than wardrobe, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Well, our time is up, but it's terrific talking to you again so many years later.
I know, good times.
Great.
Appreciate it. Good seeing you.
Me too. Thank
Take
you.
care.